College hoop practice in full swing. The start of the season rapidly approaching, and this past week several teams welcomed back critical pieces to their success. We got Jordan Cornette checking in. Let's start with one particular Rutgers player turned Florida Gator.
Yeah, Bonnie, we got some good news coming out of Gainesville. Eli Carter has been cleared by the NCAA, meaning he's eligible immediately for Florida. This is great news. The Rutgers transfer, you think back to that whole Mike Rice scandal from last season. Well, that enabled him to go looking for greener pastures, Eli Carter. Billy Donovan gets a great one with this guy down in Florida. The leading scorer from Rutgers last season. You've got in this backcourt at Florida a little bit of uncertainty. Scotty Wilbekin, you know, he's been dealing with some issues, uncertain if he's going to be back, suspended indefinitely. You've got a point guard freshman, Casey Hill, not sure what he's going to bring as a freshman. So to have that experience early on with a guy like Eli Carter is huge. You know what he can do. He's a proven player. They'll be ready for him right away. He'll enhance that team, making Florida once again a primary team looking to do big things this season.
How about Marshall Henderson, one of the more polarizing players in the country down at Ole Miss? We're still
trying.
That's
how they do it, Bonnie. That's how they do it.
Is that how they do it? There's a pending suspension, but he is practicing, right?
Yes, there is. Marshall Henderson, you know, he had the drug-related issue. A lot of questions with him, smoking the peace pipe and all that other stuff. He's back now practicing, but it's an interesting situation with him. They don't know if he's going to be ready to play right away. They don't know what the suspension is going to be. Good news is he's back to practicing. This guy was the leading scorer in the SEC last season, so the fact that he's back on the floor is positive if you're an Ole Miss fan. The guy's just great for the college game. He's a polarizing figure. He makes big plays. As he goes, Ole Miss goes. If he's on the floor for this team this year, they're going to be a tournament team. If he's not, they're not going to be much of a factor at all. So if I'm an Ole Miss fan, I'm really following the suspension to see what's going to happen. Different
type of transgressions, but same sort of situation for P.J. Hairston at North Carolina?
Very similar situation. Another kid who's gotten in some trouble in the offseason with some issues, most recently a reckless driving charge. Another guy who had a phenomenal junior season, was more known as a sharpshooter, has become really more of a complete player this season. He's really built this North Carolina team into being a factor again. You think about how he put together really becoming a scoring punch for that team. A guy like James Michael McAdoo really benefited down low because all the pressure came out to P.J. Hairston and all he commanded. That 1-2 punch could be a big-time factor for how Carolina goes this year. If P.J. Hairston is ineligible, forget about North Carolina and what they're going to do this season. So for P.J. Hairston to be back to practicing, that's huge for Carolina as well.
He's on a really short leash with Roy Williams. He better be on his best behavior for sure. Jordan Cornette, thanks so much.